welcome back. We have another watcher. Is that you again, Felicity? Or do we have a new viewer? Do we have a new viewer watching the stream? Could it be? $28 timber, right, we can get building. We can now build the granary, which I think we'll put there, and the storehouse. Sweet. That's right, Ox. You put that timber right there. Great work, men. Well done, Fritz. Well done, Peter. Excellent work, boys. Well done, men. Well done, peasants. You have constructed the granary and the storehouse. Excellent work, men. So, next job. We've got 25 timber. The next job. Winter is on the way. Well, it will come, that's for sure. So, we've got 2 spare villas. 2 currently on berries. 1 on meat. And we are going to use the other 2 to use the rest of our timber to construct some houses. So where should we put these houses? I'm thinking the first batch of houses should go down here. A big mass of them. A whole street. Too steep. Oh, crikey. Damn. Didn't realise that was going to be too steep to build houses, to be honest. Oh! Now that's something. Boom. Oh, what happened here? What happened here? That's not good. Should we up this music? Let's increase this crazy medieval music. There we go. That's pretty cool, actually. What would it be like the other way though if I... Maybe that's better. I mean, this guy here has got a lot of land down the bottom. I'll go for that, what the hell. He'll have a massive vegetable garden. And 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 plots. We've actually got 15 wood left. We have to bear in mind we only have 2 villagers at the moment able to actually construct this because the others are of course gathering berries and the other one is hunting. And we're going to gamble that we have enough firewood to get us through the first winter because we have 28 months worth of firewood. However, I have found that when winter actually comes and all the villagers gather up the firewood, that goes down very quickly. And of course, as soon as we start to get some new villagers come into the village, so going from 5 to 10 cuts that firewood down from 28 months to 14 months. And that's what tends to happen quite quick as we go into late summer. We get some new peasants arrive at the village, and then that food and fuel situation goes south very quick. That is why we're focusing on most of our workforce. We don't have farms yet, so we can't harvest crops, we can't make bread, so we are focusing on the berries, and we are focusing on the meat, and we're just leaving 2 workers out of the 5 to get these dwellings constructed, and then we'll put everyone back on food and firewood for late summer, which we're actually heading into right now. Crikey, because we're on times 4, we're actually in August already, so we're just going to skip this forward. We're going to move through the months here. The ox is hard at work. Now, I don't currently have any workers designated at the granary or the storehouse. However, when the forager hut pantry becomes full, I have noticed that the worker at the forager hut will stop gathering berries in order to transport berries from the forager hut to the granary, where we can see he's placing them, because the forager hut pantry, as we can see, if it's full, obviously he's got nowhere to put them. So it's just, once you get more workers as the game goes on, it becomes more efficient to have a worker working at the granary, and that means the berry picker can be picking berries all the time, and the granary worker will come over and basically just transport goods and products. Same with the storehouse, because this is a trouble I've found before. You see, at the moment I've got no one working at the logging camp, so it doesn't matter. But if right now I had 2 or 3 people working at the logging camp, the ox would spend all of its time transporting timber to the storehouse rather than gathering the timber for logging. So I would get no timber coming in. So it would almost be like the workers here are wasted. So we're in September now. Construction is not going as fast as I'd have hoped, to be honest. I don't know what these workers are playing at, but peasants are coming to the village. Yeah, this is the thing. We've now got some new peasants coming, so we need to just keep an eye on this food situation. Let's just check actually now. There may be no berries left. 70 berries actually still left, so we can leave them working on the berries. We just got to make it through this first winter. We need these peasants to build these houses a little bit faster. I'll be right back. We're just going to let the village... Oh wow, I need to construct a well as well, because they don't have any water. So the well has to be constructed on one of these underwater reservoirs. So we'll just stick the well for now. How about we place it kind of right? I think we can put it... boom, boom. Here's probably a good spot. Put the well there. taking over the streets. Oh yeah. It's lights out now. We're back, guys. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back streaming Manor Lords. We are back. How have the villagers progressed while I've been gone? Let's have a look. We can see the ox is in action. The ox is rolling. And we currently have 39 meat, 60 berries, and 9 bread. And we've got 14 timber. So, the well will be constructed once the houses here are constructed. So we're in September now. As we can see, September to November is the end of harvest. So if we did have any fields, we'd be harvesting them now. We'd be ploughing and sowing the fields for next season. And the berries are starting to disappear. Okay. Yeah, berries are running low. Berries are running out big time. The plan is to finish these houses and build the well. And then we will hopefully survive this winter. And then the aim will be to get a load of our peasants logging and then create a farm. Create a farm so that we can gather crops so we can make bread to survive next winter. So that is the plan, guys. Just gonna mute while I have a slurp of my good old cup of tea here. Very hot. We're going to wait forward a little bit here in time. The 2 spare workers are still busily working away. And look at that. The visuals here on these houses really are realistic. Very realistic. I mean, even the way the trees and everything, look at this. I mean, I'm no graphics expert by any means, but I mean, I've got eyes and this looks pretty good. Okay, it looks to me, there we go, the houses have all been constructed, so that means we've completed this, and now the well will be made. The well is constructed, so now we have a new message. As you walk the perimeter surveying your village with pride, a woman walks past you. She's bent nearly double under a sack. You ask how long she's been walking, and she tells you it takes her half a day now to get all the food she needs for her family from the hunters and farmers that surround the village. If only there was a marketplace where your people could acquire food, clothing and firewood, they would be happier and have more time for other work. I think this is a hint maybe that we need to construct a marketplace. Yep, so we need to construct a food store, firewood store, clothing store, which are all constructed within the marketplace. And then we need to construct... that's right. So that's kind of like the final goal here, is to upgrade one of these to a level 2. And to do that, we need to meet all of these requirements. So we need to fill these targets with the dot, which will mean they're complete. So they need 2 types of food, 2 types of clothing, a source of entertainment, and a source of faith. From memory, that means that eventually we need to grow barley, I believe it is, so that we can make beer. We need a church for faith. We'll need probably leather for clothing, and yarn made from wool from sheeps, and 2 good sources of food. But the main source now, or the main task now, is to increase our population size and to ensure that we have enough food. Now the berries are gone. So the berries are gone. So we've actually been wasting 2 workers there. So we can change one of those workers onto animals, because animals will be here in the winter. And we now have 3 spare workers. Now my thoughts are, we've got 14 timber. We will get some logs. So we'll put the 3 on logging. We should have enough food and firewood to see us through this first winter. We've got 2 workers hunting animals right now. We now have 3 logging. And we'll just sit back and enjoy the changing colour of the trees here. Look at this beautiful, beautiful forest here. Just changing colours as the time passes. Wow. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! I feel like a bird, look. Caw-caw! Just crowing into the trees. I guess that's why they call it bird's eye view. Look at this. Feel like a bird up here. Caw-caw! And as the village folk below scurry around gathering materials and gathering food, winter approaches. So winter, berry deposits will vanish, firewood is required for survival, sheep shearing is forbidden, and there is a chance that your peasants will become ill if they do not have enough firewood, and the snows are arriving. We're just going to bring this from a times 16 to a times 4, and we're going to have a check out what the situation is now. We're really now coming into the start of winter. We can see here our population has gone from 5 to 15, and as we can see, that means our food now is only going to last us 8 months and our fuel 11. So you can see that when the second winter comes, we're maybe going to have a population of 25 or 30. If we have not got if we've not got a better means of food production other than berries and hunting, we're going to start losing villages basically. And that's why it's so important to construct the farms quite soon actually, because we're in December already. When you think about it, January, February, March, we need to be sowing them fields by March, April to get them crops for late next year. So I've actually just realised really that we've got 2 villagers on hunting and currently 3 on logging. They've managed to gather up 27 timber, so we're going to take them all off of the logging, just bring this down to normal speed, and we are going to construct our farm so that next winter we're not going to be relying on those berries and hunted animals. So we're going to go to the farming, the field. Now with the snow being there, it's a little bit difficult to actually see the green areas, which are the most arable lands. However, I can just about see them and remember from before. This is definitely a good spot here. So I think our first field can go something like, not enough workforce yet for this field size. So the first field has to be quite small because we don't have a lot of workers yet. That's okay, because I've discovered that it only takes a very small area of land to harvest a lot of grain. So to go with that, we're going to need a farm. I think for now our farm. So we can't place it here because this is the site. We have some stuff here. We have a hitching post, so we can move that hitching post over here, and we can build our farm. We'll stick the farm right here for now. It should be opposite the field. There we go. We've got 3 spare workers who can come along and create this lovely farm for us. So this is so important to move on to next, so that next winter we'll have the emery, which is wheat. The wheat will then be grown and the farmers will bring it to the farm. They will then take it to the next building we need to construct, which is the windmill. I think a good place for the windmill is right beside the granary. There it goes. And then from the windmill, they will take it to the communal oven, where the flour will be made into bread. Oh, so that road is... Let's have to remove that road and rebuild it. We'll place it there. Oven, there we go. Cool. Now, so these now are all the items that we need, all the buildings that we need to grow crops, in this case emery, wheat, and turn it into bread. This is the supply chain. This is the chain that's going to be done. The problem we now have is we only have 5 workers, and we're going to need stuff like more firewood to get us through next winter. So we need more workers. You see we've got 15 peasants in the village, but only 5 available to work. And that's because they have to be living in a house in order to become a worker. These are just homeless people. So we need to build more houses. We have enough timber. So that is exactly what we're going to do. And actually, look, it's December and we're already running out of fuel. 1 month's firewood left. So we're actually going to have to pretty sharpishly get 2 of those construction workers straight onto firewood. Because I have had it happen before where if you don't notice that, they all start getting ill and dying pretty damn quick of the cold. I mean, look at this place, it's pretty savage. You know, you can imagine living in this era. If this is all you've got, and you run out of firewood, and you can't make a fire to keep warm, I don't think you're going to survive here for long. I mean, it looks pretty damn cold, and obviously it was a lot colder back then in the winter too. I mean, yeah, it's pretty brutal. Having a little look around here in first person. Lovely, lovely graphics here. The ice on the path even. And where are these chaps off to actually? I believe that they are actually the 2 chaps who are on their way to go and get the firewood. You need to hurry up, chaps, because people are going to be dying very soon. So we are going to times 4. We can see the firewood chaps are cutting that wood now. stocks damaged by weather. Alright, so those 2 men that we plonked onto firewood have boosted our firewood up. So we can take them off now. We're coming out of winter. Well, we're at the end of winter in February. And the key step in spring is to make sure that this farm, which is currently fallow, we're going to set it for corn, for wheat, for emery. We don't need workers on there yet, but we will soon. And we've gone from 5 to 7, you see, because we built the extra 2 houses. So by the end of this street, we'll have 4 extra workers. Still got 13 timber in the bank, and that's good. And we have our entire supply chain network from the communal oven to the windmill to the farm in order to create the bread. Oh yes, we've got to make the market area so they can get this stuff back to their village. I think a good place for the market is kind of here in the centre of the town. So what I'll actually do is have another road just coming around like that, and then we will build actually maybe this will be a market. Boom. And then market stalls where people will be able to purchase the. I'm not sure if they purchase it, but we'll be able to go and gather, collect the wood, the firewood, the food, and the clothing. Now I've discovered that if you don't place these, they will go to the source of those products and get them, so they would go to the granary and get food. They wouldn't just starve because there's not a market, you know. The market is just a more efficient way for them to receive the goods. Okay, so we've got 6 unassigned families at the moment. Food is looking good. We're in February. 2 hunters, and they're the only people currently working anywhere. Now, rather than sitting idle, you see, because there's no work for the ox right now, rather than sitting idle, he is transporting timber from the logging camp to the storehouse. So he will do this even though no one's working at the storehouse. Now, later on, if we were to purchase another ox, then the worker at the storehouse with the other ox would do this, while the spare ox could be used elsewhere. So it is important just to monitor these things if you want to play in the most efficient way. Oh, what do you have, madam? Oh, looks like a animal there. Lovely. Fresh meat. Looks tasty, actually. Might check that out. So things are progressing. We have a few houses now. We have the well. We have the markets, which are going to be created over there. Also, February. So it is time. We've got 6 spare workers. Pretty much the most important thing to do now is to ensure that this field gets ploughed and planted. It's still snow though, so they're not going to be able to work yet. So for now, we'll put 3 of them on gathering up a bit more timber. 22 peasants in the village now. Now these are the traders, and later on when we build the trading outpost, we'll be able to trade our goods, our surplus goods, to these guys for wealth, for money, and then use that money to purchase things that we can't produce, like tools and other livestock, for example sheep or oxen chickens and goats you don't have to purchase. You simply have to, once you have money, you can buy them here with the coins, a chicken coop or a goat shed, and for 25 coins you get chickens with that coop, which is kind of a bit strange. I would have expected maybe that you have to buy the chickens and the goats too, like you do the sheep. That makes a bit more sense, to be honest, than they just appear when you use the coin, you know, to build the chicken coop. Maybe that's something they could look at changing, but we'll see. So February brings the snow, but in this case the snow is melting in February. As we can see, spring, March to May, ploughing for quick summer harvests is possible. So we want to make sure that that field gets ploughed. Timber is on the way back up. Now we have our 3 workers on timber, and we've got our 4 spare workers which are currently just waiting for the ploughing of the field. We could actually just get them doing a bit of wood cutting for a little bit to build up our firewood for next year. I think we'll wait till about mid-March and then we'll get the field sorted. We'll wind forward a little bit now. Time 16. Don't you just love that medieval music there you can hear? Oh. As the trees are felled. They're making some solid progress into that forest now, look at that. They fall one by one. I hope those giant trees from Lord of the Rings aren't in there, those elder trees, you know. I don't want them coming out and smashing my peasants up, smashing my village up to pieces. If you're in there, Treebeard, you stay away. We need this wood. Right, so it's March, and now we can see. It is time, it is time. So we will take a logger off, and we'll take all of the woodcutters off. Now, all of these 5 people, we're going to set to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the farm, and just by selecting them to work at the farm, they will carry out anything that you have set here. So in this case, we have it set on crop rotation to produce corn on this year. So once those workers get here, they will begin ploughing. They will then sow. Now once they have ploughed and sowed, we can take all of those workers off the farm to work elsewhere, because they are not needed on the farm throughout the growth process. Obviously the growing just happens by itself, but we do have to remember to bring them back before the harvest, because we don't want to miss the harvest, obviously. So we'll just see this play out. Here they come, and boom, look at this. They got their little hose out, and they are hoeing. Ho diddly ho, look at that. Let's get down and see this hoe action close up. Yes, they are. Look at these little villages. If I could join in and help you, men and women, I would, but unfortunately I am not able, for some reason, to use a hoe. Oh, they've got their hose tangled. So this land here should yield enough emery, basically wheat, and then grain to maybe make, I don't know, 500 bread, maybe even 750 bread, which should be more than enough to keep our village going. So once you get to this point, once you successfully harvest this field, a field of this size, you really don't have to worry too much about your berries anymore, or about your hunting. I will keep my 2 villagers here hunting for now. Just, you know, a bit of variety in the diet, a little bit of meat to go with the bread, you know. Probably makes sense. Maybe we should have some berries. I don't think the game currently takes things like that into account, like a balanced diet, you know? That could be something to think about, because at the moment it does seem you can almost get this big harvest in, just create loads of bread, and then there's no need for any of the less efficient food sources, really. Maybe it would be an idea to have some system where you need, for example, vegetables, which actually we have one set of tools, so I can demonstrate. If we click on vegetables here, we can see, so for the cost of a set of tools, we can now allow the worker in this house to create vegetables, and then they will get taken to the granary and sold to people from the markets. And what I've discovered so far with the markets is that even without a person designated on them, I believe if you have someone working at the granary, they will bring it over here for people to get. It's probably just more efficient if you have someone working there. But back to the field. Let's look at this bit. Here we can see the progress of the ploughing, 73%. And once they've ploughed it, they'll sow it, and then we can take these villagers off here. And actually, I've just spotted we have 26 timber now. So I think once we take these villagers off here, once they've sowed the field and we're just waiting for it to grow, we'll get them to build us another whole line of houses here, and that will give us another 10 workers, which we can set to other tasks, because we're going to need someone working in the windmill, someone working in the oven, to turn this grain into bread. And eventually it would be nice to have someone working in the granary and the storehouse. We need another ox pretty soon, definitely. The ox is in such high demand. I mean, he is needed every time you construct a building. He has to carry the timber from either the logging camp or up here at the storehouse. He has to carry it to that house. He then has to go back. He has to come drop another one off. It's usually 2 or 3 timbers for each building. So this is very time consuming for the ox. And obviously if the ox is carrying timber back and forward from the storehouse to the houses you're constructing, he's not going to be here with the loggers bringing the timber. So the loggers are kind of waiting around. They cut a couple of trees down, and then they're waiting for the ox to come back to bring the logs back. So getting another ox pretty early seems to be quite vital. But to get that ox we need money. Well, first we need a trading post to get the money, but we need something to sell. And that is where everything really booms around this harvest. Because this harvest not only will allow us to make tons of bread, which will allow our village to boom, but it will also give us surplus bread, which we can sell at the trading post, which we can gather money from, which we can then buy more tools, for example, so we can have more of our houses growing vegetables, but also money to buy things like extra oxes. So if we look here, the sowing process is at 29%, and we're in March, so that's looking pretty good. Look at that, I love that. The one thing that I have noticed is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only actually have 5 workers designated here, but clearly you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Just makes me wonder if some of their family members are helping. It looks like that could be what it is. I'm not exactly sure. You throw those seeds. Excellent work, villagers. I don't want to see any of you slacking either, because if you slack, I'll chop your hands off and you'll never sow seeds again. I'm only joking, haha, that's a joke, haha, I'm the Lord, haha. We have some fun, don't we, peasants, eh? I'm not really joking. Okay, what do we have over here? We have an animal of some type. Yes, look at this. Maybe a fox or something maybe been killed. Quite sure what that is, to be honest. It may be pelts, actually. Yeah, I think they're pelts being taken. My guess is that the hunting camp, yeah, the pantry's full, so she's taken some pelts from the storage to the storehouse. Yep. And like I was saying earlier, if we had a designated worker at the storehouse, they would do that job, freeing her up to hunt more. Okay, so the field has been sown. So we're now in March, and the field is sown. So it will tell you here, as you can see, the estimated harvest will be 246 emery, and that will be in 161 days, so 4 or 5 months. So that means we can take all the workers off the farm, and we can put one of them onto wood, maybe 2 of them onto wood cutting, just to ensure we have enough firewood for the winter, and we're going to leave the other 3 to construct some more houses. And I think we'll kind of just put some there, and then I believe we have enough wood to follow this round. And so these houses don't seem to want to. Ah, it's too steep. So this bit here is too steep. Well, that's okay. We can maybe make that a sheep field or something. And instead, we could plop some more houses somewhere else. Let's have a look. Where would maybe make sense for some more houses? Maybe down here. This could be too steep as well, to be honest. Well, we've got 4 houses here going to be constructed. And that could do for now, really. And maybe we'll also build the trading post. Trading post. Now, I've seen the traders, they come along this main road here, so we definitely want our trading post to be along here somewhere. This looks like a pretty good spot, so we'll put a trading post there, and then a livestock trading post as well. So there we go, we're looking good. We've got the field has been ploughed and sowed. We've got a couple of workers gathering firewood for the winter, a couple of workers logging more timber, 4 houses under construction, and the trading post, and the livestock trading post as well. So we can times 4 this, and oh, and of course, look, we have Endlin is planting the vegetables, and these vegetables are going to provide much needed nutrients for the villagers of Geotopia. I wonder what those are actually. Those look a lot like I've got no idea what they are actually. April? Ah, look. The first signs of seedlings. Oh, I don't want to stand on them. And here they come. And I think maybe we can have a little walk around this magnificent medieval village that we are crafting. Here we see the hunter station. Oh, that smells good. That's freshly cooked meat, that is. Hello, chap. Pay me homage next time you pass me, peasant. Oh yeah, look at this. I mean, this is a lot for one worker, actually. No wonder she's struggling here, actually, because this is a large amount of land for one person to deal with. Good luck. Things are looking good. Let's go and look at the construction of the new little hamlets down here. Yes, one of them's already been erected. The peasants are working away hard. Well done, chaps. Excellent work. Excellent hammering. You craft that house. One of them's whistling a merry tune. I want to see this done by lunch, boys, or one of you will be fed to the pigs. I'm not joking. Look at this, the oxen there. Doing a fantastic job of carrying this huge piece of timber. And I'm guessing that you're taking this to the next house. Oh no! Oh, we've crashed. I don't believe it. Buggeroony. Buggeroony. Oh yeah, because this is just a demo, and there's no saves. So once you crash, and that is the end of Geotopia. Those peasants have ceased to exist. Ah, oh, that's sad. That is really sad. Ah, I'm devastated. But we could play a bit of Marauders, guys. We don't have to stick to one game here. We got a few games up our sleeve. Marauders is a game I first played a couple of weeks ago. Basically, you are a kind of space pirate.
We've lived in the shadows of the Great War. A war that destroyed Earth and forced
It's a looter shooter, essentially. You have a little spaceship and you go and you loot. Oh, I'm still pretty devastated, I can't lie about that. That village was looking so damn good. We'll see if we can feel better. This is actually pretty tough. I often die on these raids, so this may just destroy my morale even more, to be honest. But what have we got here? Oh yeah, we got some stuff. No guns. We get the Stein. We're gonna need, what do we need for that? 9 mil. So essentially our mission here is to fly our little spaceship into the enemy spacecraft or space station. And when the game starts, you're kind of entered into a raid, and there will be other people in on this raid as well, both real people and a couple of AIs, all in their ships starting off at different areas, and you're all racing to get to the space station to kill all of the AIs in there and any other enemy players, get as much loot as you can, and then get out. And when the raid starts, you only have 25 minutes of oxygen, and there's no way to top up your oxygen. So, and you're limited with you start off with like $50,000, and you're limited by what you can take and stuff. It's important to have a bag, I remember that much. An unfolded bag at that, actually. And this will allow you, because obviously you can't get any loot without a bag. We'll take a couple of cookies that we can munch on. Maybe I can craft a bandage or two. There we go. We're going to have this Stein. So this is the trader. Actually, we can buy an MP50, a vest, chocolate bar, a little bit of 10mm ammo. Do we have any 10mm ammo? Actually, we have some 10mm ammo. We don't need that. So we'll leave the Stein. We'll take the P50, take the 10mm. Biscuit, chocolate bar. Damn, this stream is still called Manor Lords. Thinking about it. I mean, I've only got one viewer, but if people come here now expecting to see Manor Lords, they're going to be like, the heck? That ain't Manor Lords. That ain't Manor Lords. Manor Lords has changed. But anyway, I wonder if I can change the stream name actually. God, I don't know, man. I don't know how to do that. So we'll put the flak vest on. Actually, we have a light bag, which is far superior to the sack bag. So we'll take that, a bit of extra ammo. And let's get this raid on, guys. So we are loaded up. This is kind of what we leave behind. This is like just this is all we'll be taking. Everything here. So play. End of the raid, guys. We got 25 minutes to get in, get out, as much loot as we can. Here we go. Here we go. Damn, Manor Lord's village, yeah. I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking about that village. That was a beautiful village there. Fritz was working away. So, 25 minutes. Get to the cockpit, and we're going to pilot this ship. Here we go. Boom, we're off. Speed is key here at the beginning, I found. So we can beat the other players, because there may well be other real players in this raid. This is currently a pretty popular game. That is the area we're aiming for. That little light area there. That is the area that is going to bring us the looty, the booty. Oh! Don't know if you can hear that, but we are being shot at by something. Damn. Damn, over there, look. No hits. Looks like we're going to arrive right at the same time. Oh! So that, we're going to find out who that is. We need to rush down to the airlock. Now that we're docked in the space station. We unlock the airlock door. And here we go, guys. We are going to enter. Oh, I'm nervous, man. We're in. Oh god. One dead. No way! How many shots? Oh my god, did you hear that? That was a real player, I think, man. Yeah, look, Mike Pope. I don't know if that's a real player or not, but that sounds like a real player. How many shots did I just pump into them? God damn. That's enough of that. That's how Marauders normally goes for me. Well, I think we're going to have to call that a wrap.